With the recent changes to YouTube's monetization policy, we'd like to ask that you please consider supporting the channel through Patreon. As thanks, Patreon members will receive early notification of mini-documentaries, special behind-the-scenes making of the Edge videos, outtakes, bloopers, lost episodes, and more. Support tiers start for as little as $1 a month. Check the link in the description. Thank you. We have a follow-up to our Deadpool story. Isn't that right, Tom?
Well, it's like every time we turn around, there's new news about this. It's crazy.
Well, new news or new old news, or, you know, fresh new old news, or whichever, you know, day old news.
Well, I was going to say, of course, after we recorded, we were able to stumble upon that script.
Yeah. Those tweets, just for clarification, the tweets have been taken down, actually. But you still can find the script. You can find the annotated version. I think it's posted at The Guardian. Regardless of what you think of The Guardian, they have a version of it. So, I've read this. I've read the 16-page.
Yeah, most pages that you've gone looking for, obviously all the tweets are down. A lot of times if you go to try and find the video for the animation leak, that's down, which we've got a clarification about that as well. But go ahead and tell them, Rob, what you got for us.
Yeah, the script actually wasn't horrible. It really wasn't. There's a lot of current jokes, like meta jokes in it. There's a lot of fourth wall breaking jokes in it. The way it goes is Deadpool is in Africa, and he's been hired to protect the last white rhino named Sudan. And he's asleep. The first scene, he's asleep in the back of a Jeep, and he's having a dream, and he says, "Don't let Dr. Ben Carson not operate on me." So, which I thought was pretty good. And he wakes up, and he's been hired. You know, he's being paid in Bitcoin, and he's getting the Bitcoin updates on his phone. Oh no, oh yay, I'm rich. Oh no, I'm poor. And the way Bitcoin goes. There was one joke he made about teachers and the recent rash of school shootings.
Well, give him a little context.
Yeah, he takes out a couple guards, and he says, Deadpool says, "American teachers, you might want to take notes." And that's the extent of that joke. I mean, I didn't think it was in horror. It's a very Deadpool joke.
Right.
You know, you might say too soon, but I didn't think it was that bad.
I mean, this wasn't even supposed to air till next fall, so
yeah.
Okay, I'll give him that. But we were talking a little bit about this before we started recording here, and I pointed out to you, the guys who made South Park, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, they earned a lot of their leeway as far as what they could get away with over time. Sure, they were edgy at first, but they were able to get more and more edgy over time. They had to earn that, though. So maybe that's kind of where FXX got a little bit of cold feet. And like we said at the end of the other report, that maybe that was just like the last straw. And I think that was something that he was even said in one of the quotes of the text. So,
yeah, or
the posts on Twitter. So, I mean, really, this was something that probably was just, they just couldn't see eye to eye on and kept going back and forth about. And, there's only so many times you can cut or change jokes before I'm sure you get frustrated and you're like, well, what is it you want from us? You guys obviously hired us for a certain job and we're trying to do that, but you're not happy, etc. I mean, I'm not saying that's what happened,
yeah,
but that's hypothetically a probability. Because tell us a little bit about the whole animation deal now, because there was a little bit of at first we thought that this was an actual piece of the animation that we were going to see, when the company that actually leaked the animation is not the company that was going to be working on the show. Is that right, Rob?
Yeah. The name of the company that did the test animation, that the test footage that got leaked, is called Titmouse. Please, and get those thoughts right out of your head. That is a real animal. But
I think that's fitting for Deadpool.
That is fitting for Deadpool. That animation looked actually pretty good. It really did. But that's not the company that FX and FXX wanted to go with. They wanted to go with a company called Radical Axis. Now, if you're not familiar with that name, you probably are familiar with their work. Radical Axis is the company that animates Archer. They're based out of Atlanta. They actually do Archer. They do Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They did C-Lab 2021. They do Squidbillies.
So obviously they wanted to go with a company they have a long history with, and it sounds to me like the Glover brothers wanted to go with this other company, right? Or at least that's the rumor that's going around.
That sounds like it's the case. Now, in all fairness to Radical Axis, the Archer animation has gotten a lot better over recent years. If you look at the beginning, if you go back and you watch season 1 of Archer, the animation, it's very rigid looking. It almost looks like a motion comic, you know, like you get those $10 DVDs at Best Buy.
It's like Flash animation.
Yeah, it's almost like Flash animation. It kind of reminds me of those early Marvel cartoons, you know, what you see from the 1960s, when Captain America throws his mighty shield.
Where they really did Filmation kind of, and Hanna-Barbera did the same thing, but they really did it with the Marvel animations you're talking about, where they literally just basically traced images out of the comic and had the mouth move, and that was it. And maybe the eyes would work back and forth, and that's about it.
You try to have the image as static as possible, so that way you have to animate as little as possible. But it looks, like I said, it looks like FXX wanted to go with Radical Axis over Titmouse. You can't blame them, actually. But the big downside is that it takes Radical Axis a long time to do an episode of Archer. It really does. I don't know what the production time would have been for this other company, Titmouse, but I'm wondering how much of the series is in the can, really. I really do. I really do. And the other thing was that there's actually a couple shots taken at Marvel. And in the script.
That could be another thing.
Here's a line out of it. Deadpool saying, "It just feels like everyone wants something different, but no one wants to do anything different to get it. Doesn't Marvel have enough feel-good minority shows everyone supports but doesn't watch?"
Oh.
I mean, I think our show would have been funny. I just wanted a place to be. I just wanted a place to be honest, and I guess that place is Freeform. Freeform referring to the Freeform network. So yeah, they do have Deadpool take a few shots at Marvel. But as we said before, I mean, a lot of stuff's been happening with Fox and Marvel properties, and this all cannot be a coincidence. Things seem to be lining up in a weird way.
And yeah, and just to clear up another thing, in the last report we talked about the whole Taylor Swift issue. Some people in the comment think that we were stating that in some way Taylor Swift had something to do with it directly. No. As far as we know anyway, there was no contact between her people and FXX or anything like that, and that's where we were trying to speculate as to why there would even be a connection to where FXX would be scared of Taylor Swift. That's what we meant there, and it's kind of the same thing now. It's like, what is going on there? Something isn't right. Or at least it's starting to look more and more like, now here's a theory, that Disney is starting to get more involved because all of a sudden you have 2 movies get pushed back. One of them is a huge big movie and is just, you can't understand why it would get pushed back, and that would be X-Men. And then now this. And Deadpool's a huge property right now. And you're on a network or a cable network, so you can get away with a lot more. Something just ain't smelling right. I don't know.
Yeah, but just for further clarification, I still don't like Taylor Swift. I really don't like her. I don't like her. She's sitting down courtside at the Garden, and I'm way up in the nosebleeders. I'm not even in the nosebleeders. I'm watching on television. Thanks a lot. So, but anyway, we want to know what you guys think. So, do you share your disdain for Taylor Swift as much as I do? Do you like Deadpool? Do you? Were you looking forward to this series? What do you think of the recent developments? Let us know in the comments.
Oh, you made it to where I couldn't get any of my Taylor Swift jokes in there. God damn it.